What do you get when you put Megan Fox as the lead of a horror movie with Amanda Seyfried, throw in a bunch of cameos from up and coming stars, make Megan Fox the bad guy, limit the gore but make it relatively intense, and just throw in as much satire mixed with excellently shot horror scenes, rife with juxtaposition so overlooked that the movie is ultimately shunned. Well, you get night 26 of 31 Days of Horror. Jennifer's Body. There's a ton wrong with this movie. From the narration throughout, which I hate it when you start at the end of the movie because you know that person's going to eventually live, and so it takes away from the movie, to all of the forced teenage slang throughout the movie. I swear if I ever hear someone use the term salty as a positive reference to someone's appearance, I'll slap a motherfucker. I swear to God I will. Needy and Jennifer, the two main characters of the movie, are overly simplified characters. And the stereotypes throughout seem very sad and embarrassing. But what if that's intentional? Let's focus on the good of Jennifer's Body. The first horror scene we get is the scene where Jennifer shows up in Needy's kitchen. It's paced so intensely and played so fucking creepily by Megan Fox. And then Amanda Seyfried's reaction to Jennifer. That scene is so brilliantly filmed. It's fucking impressive compared to the first 15 minutes of the movie, which is nothing but annoying teenager caricatures. The cinematography and the use of music in the bookending scenes of the first kill, where the camera rushes in on the jock on the football field, and then Jennifer's just right there, and she seductively, and she pulls him into the forest and kills him. And then that ending scene where she's swimming through the lake and climbs out of the lake and then just walks off into the woods. Those two bookending scenes are fucking filmed so amazingly. Like, that shit is art compared to some of the stuff in this movie. And they wrap a scene that is so intense and essentially brutal. Yeah, we don't see the kill, but the animals all showing up and the confusion on the victim's face. It's that right there alone is just a beautiful fucking representation of the level of satire and the juggling of tones that this movie does, and does fucking well. As Jennifer throughout the movie grows and grows more and more evil, and Needy slowly figures out what the fuck's going on, basically seems like she's going crazy, you you get to see the actual acting chops of these two actresses who, for years, have only been played as sex symbols. From Mean Girls with Amanda Seyfried to just about every fucking movie Megan Fox has been in, they've always been cast as eye candy. And in this movie, they're both eye candy, but they're both fucking acting circles around everybody else in the film. And they're playing multiple different aspects of the same character. I mean, when Jennifer jumps from teen heartthrob Jennifer to demon Jennifer, it's a drastic fucking change, and it's pretty fucking impressive. The jokes throughout the movie, I think they're intentionally bad jokes, because the real joke is the reactions we get. J.K. Simmons is in this movie for, he maybe has 3 minutes of screen time. It's basically a cameo role. But every time he's on screen, he's reacting to shitty jokes, and his reaction is the actual joke. It's just fucking beautiful. His reactions to the shit that Jennifer says or the shit that happens are fucking holy shit. The scene where Jennifer is asked out. All right, that's a shitty joke. But her reaction, the way she acts it, and then his reaction to her response is fucking brilliant. I laughed my ass off at that scene. And it's a shitty joke. But the way it's filmed, the way it's put, is fucking hilarious. I really want to think that this movie is far smarter than anyone ever thought of giving it credit for. I think a lot of people watch this movie and, much like Starship Troopers, just took it straight laced, just took it at face value. On rewatching this movie and actually watching it to do a review on it, all of the stupid shit in this movie, all of the high schooler drama antics, it's all played ridiculously caricatures of what we expect teens to be. And then immediately it is set against a very serious scene. Perfect example is the funeral scene. The goth kid's two friends are sitting there just bemoaning his death and just, oh, what will we ever do? And they're overacting, and it's almost hard to watch. It's embarrassing almost. And then immediately we get his mom's response, and her fucking monologue is heartfelt and fucking intense, and it's like, oh shit. And you get that throughout the entire movie. Every time you think, oh my god, it's so embarrassing, you get a scene where it's fucking intense and meaningful. It's weird. I hope that they did that on purpose. Because if they didn't, they accidentally made one hell of a fucking satire of teenage life. While the kills are mostly off screen, the gore we get is sparse yet intense. We do get some awesome imagery when Needy is having like visions essentially, and Jennifer is perched on her chair like a fucking gargoyle. That's goddamn intense. The color palette that they chose to use, the fucking sound in it. And you only get to see it for like 2 or 3 seconds, but it's like, goddamn, hell yeah, that's fucking awesome. Hell, anytime Megan Fox goes from teenage Jennifer to demon Jennifer, it's just impressive. All of her scenes as the villain are fucking intense. From the first time we see her in the kitchen to the last scene where she dies. It's, god damn. The shitty teen drama is played as complete satire, whilst the horror scenes are well shot, perfectly lit, with pretty decent sound design behind them. The lesbian scene where Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried make out on the bed is intense as shit. They don't have light, fluffy music in that scene. They have dark, ominous shit, like something bad's about to happen. And that scene leads into the exposition scene where Jennifer explains what happened that night, which is one of the best representations of juxtaposition I've ever seen on film. From the band in that scene playing the scene for laughs compared to Megan Fox playing that scene as serious. It's such a combination between the two that it's fucking intense, because the band is all joking. They're like, they pull out a piece of paper and he's like, yeah, no, I pulled this ritual off the internet. And they're joking around with her. They don't even remember her name. And the entire time, while they're playing around like this is just nothing, nonchalant, everyday bullshit, she's fucking sitting there crying, begging for her life, and fucking doing a phenomenal job. Like, I feel for her in that position. So just that combination, and you see that throughout the entire movie in different ways. I think this movie is way fucking smarter than anyone's given it credit for. We don't really get to see any kills. Most of them happen off scene. The gore that we do get is decent. The imagery is impressive. I'm going to go ahead and give it 3.5 out of 5 burritos, because on rewatching it, I had seen it before. I own the DVD, not the Blu-ray, but I've always watched it as a shitty teen monster movie that wasn't that great. On rewatching it for the review, I got a whole different perspective on it, because all of the shitty teen stuff is played for satire, while all of the horror stuff is played serious. And it gives the movie a whole nother fucking level. I was actually impressed. So, yeah, 3.5 out of 5 burritos. Definitely worth a rewatch. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I watched the unrated or extended version. If you have seen it and don't have fond memories, give it a rewatch. I think it's way better than anyone gave it credit for. I was actually really impressed on this viewing. Anyways, night 26 of 31 Days of Horror. Thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow and see what else we watch. Later.